Welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone did fun and exciting things with their last Tuesday. We should probably have a recap of where we were and what was happening in our last session. So, Robbie was girl at the end of the last.
Okay. Yeah, Girl went on a raid with Modthrith and her band into a warehouse, which was part of a smuggling operation that was going on with Hydra's teeth. And they successfully completed the raid. Somebody who I believe is named Adolfo showed up. That it seems to be somebody of importance, and Modthrith respects this person. There were two people who were captured in the raid. One of them was a dwarf. One of them was an elf who looks like she might bear a family resemblance to Shining Star. There was also somebody who had escaped from the raid, and Girl had followed to, I believe, the Northwest Gate, and then came back. And I think at the very end of the last session, in the middle of the warehouse was some type of strange, somewhat boat-like contraption, but Girl started investigating this boat, and it apparently seems to be some type of curious airship. And Girl did remember that they had talked about, with respect to the smuggling operation, there had been previous intelligence that it was going through the high road. And so there's a sense that, well, okay, maybe now that I have this contraption that seems to be able to fly, that maybe the high road is referring to this type of contraption that was used in the smuggling operation.
Yes, and Girl seemed surprisingly adept at getting the thing working, as I recall. So that's
a few insane rolls, as I recall.
Yes. Yeah, she was rolling pretty well, at least on that part of things.
Meanwhile, Town and Shining Star.
Well, Christabel and Shining Star had made our way to Shining Star's family home, where, against the expectations of all and sundry, she actually reconciled with her younger sister.
Right.
And apparently her younger sister knew nothing or little about the smuggling situation that the older sister is clearly embroiled in, and Shining Star suspects as much, but has as yet not had that confirmed. And we gathered up a bunch of stuff to flee, the three of us, to leave and never come back, and were prepared to debate what to do about Girl later, as long as we would get out safely and get somewhere. Both of us knowing, I think, that we had managed to wear out our welcome with Modthrith. And then, surprisingly enough, a fellow knocks on the door and dodges into the house and is speaking familiarly to us. Now, remind me of these three male presences in the story so far. One fellow was the elf who escaped from Girl at the warehouse fight, right? There's the bearded guy who showed up, and Adolfo, right? And he was bearded, correct? Or was the first guy bearded?
Bearded.
Which one?
Ran away from the...
The ran away guy is bearded. Okay.
Yeah.
And so...
Beard.
Right. Yes. And then there's Adolfo, who came and spoke with Modthrith.
A robe, I think it's blue.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was dark green robes.
Okay. So, bearded elf, dark green robe, outlaw, or whoever. And then, finally, there was the fellow who came into the door at the end of the session at the family home, even as we were trying to leave in the early morning.
Introduced himself properly to you, but he is dark clothes, bit of a hood over his head.
You're right, I remember that.
And no beard.
Yeah, okay, and that was the question. So we are dealing, therefore, visually speaking, if I understand correctly, with 3 different men.
Yes.
Okay. That's the only thing I found myself a little confused about later. Rod, did I miss anything?
No, that sounds about right.
I was just kind of trying to remind myself of what the names of the sisters
No
were.
problem. The older sister is Pure Fire, and that's the one that you've got there, prisoner. And then Moon's Glow is the younger sister, who I've reconciled with. Getting a few of the other names down. The wolfling that we rescued and helped a couple of sessions ago, what was his name again? That I shot, or the Christabel shot.
Oh, was that Remus?
Yeah, that's Remus.
Yeah.
So. And then the name of the brownie at the
apothecary is Max.
Max. Right. I guess I had gotten so familiar with those characters that I had forgotten that you write down characters' names on your little character list. So realized I don't need to write them down. That's Max.
And of a few other things happened. You have acquired the silver bow.
I have the silver bow in its red wrapped in the red scarf.
You also made some friends, Christabel.
Oh yeah. My new dogs.
True.
She's thinking of them as hers now.
We'll see how that shakes out.
We're just Well, tell us who this dude is. Gee. It's this
2 week
guy.
suspense.
Let's start with that then. Comes in through the door. Maybe away. Moon's Glow. Runs forwards to embrace him.
Oh wow. Guess this must be your boyfriend. Uncle.
Yeah.
Wait. What age was he?
That's right.
He's elfy looking. He's the ageless looking elves who.
And also he's doing that whole face concealment thing that Ross was talking about, that the shadows and the panel borders are doing a fine job of keeping us from seeing his face.
Oh, okay.
See enough. Obviously impossibly beautiful like all elves who haven't been cursed.
So he comes forward to embrace Moon's Glow. Tell us a little more about what she does. I think we're both kind of doing the fence post reactive shot. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
To make an empathy roll, I will tell you what you perceive from his response. Okay?
Oh.
Can I also make an empathy roll?
Go for it.
All right. Ooh, I got a 97. Great. That's awesome.
No, my empathy is quite feeble, which tells you all you need to know about the difference between Christabel and Shining Star.
So that you can find it later.
I did indeed.
Christabel, yes, he's he doesn't exactly leap in, respond with as much enthusiasm as Moon's Glow is showing to him.
Okay.
And you feel a distinct sense that he's almost patted her on the head in a sort of patronising way. But,
Okay. Maybe an uncle type thing. Well,
he certainly doesn't feel uncomfortable with her ardour. Put it that way.
okay.
Creepy.
He's into that, but yes.
I listened to her conversation with this expression.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
And Shining Star, perhaps less sense of that. I guess she just figures it's yet another one of Moonglow's boyfriends.
Yeah, but I'm
They've
not
all been,
stupid now. I'm going to look over at Christabel and say, and kind of give her an inquiring look.
Okay.
So,
Sorry, I'm
okay.
in the process of looking something up, which is whether Ron's feeble result requires him to fail in a humiliating way.
I don't recall that being the result of feeble. However, if it is,
Three
then I will.
columns under the RR. The character failed completely and looked foolish in the process.
Oh well. In that case,
okay.
what I'll do, I can tell you what that means. I will say something along the lines of, "So, Moon's Glow, I know we're in such a rush. We must be going." Even as she does the little squeak and hop into the guy's arms. So I look like I completely misread my sister, which I have.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You can perhaps imagine her rolling her eyes.
Right. Well, I'll be puzzled by all this. I will look over at Christabel and see what you have to tell me and say, what do you think? What's this?
I'll say, I don't know, but it seems creepy.
So he's saying, Mooney, I've got terrible news about your sister. And he's kind of got his arm around her, moving her back into the room. Perhaps he's going to sit her down somewhere.
We really have to go. There's dangerous people on their way here. I am
so deeply torn. I'm deeply torn by either using my fast talk and getting us the hell away from this guy, which is what it's for, or
was it clear that I actually said that out loud?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I'm torn because he also just mentioned the older sister.
Oh, right.
So I'll put up a finger toward, at Christabel, just like hold on a second here, hold on. Right. So did he draw her away, like into the room away from us?
Yes, he is doing that. If you're going to
listen.
Oh, okay, you can listen. That sounds good.
Badly. That's bad. I have a really, really good listen too. Oh well. No. I feebly listen.
Okay.
And I think the way that I humiliate myself is that I actually bump into the door frame because I'm listening so hard. It's like, ow, God.
He's going to look over and say, can I help you?
Fast talk. All right, that does it.
Okay.
Fast talk is, I believe, a charm roll. And I'm wearing my good clothes now. Ha ha! Rock and roll, first charm roll, maximum, with all of my might. Oh, and I just fuck it up. I am not doing well today at all. I will attempt to fast talk him by claiming that we are clearly just members of a funds drive that had come by to drop off the prize that Moon's Glow had won, and I'm not getting anywhere with this line of patter, although it's not feeble, so I don't look like a complete idiot, but I don't really manage to...
What did you roll?
Him. What was that?
What did you roll specifically?
My fast talk ability.
No, I mean, what was your result?
Oh, it was poor.
Okay.
Technically,
it only says most of what you tried to do is not finished. So, sorry, this is something.
It's worthwhile. It's worthwhile to look at what.
I meant to post about this on the blog because it's interesting to look at the chart and how all of these gradations, all of the super fine gradations of success and failure are kind of actually the thing that makes it's what makes it different to roll a 25 when your skill is a 5 versus when your skill is a 15.
So go on, sticking with it is fine. So I'm just going to say that unless Ross wants to take over and narrate for me, my take is that since it's poor, I make kind of a pretty good showing of an excuse, but it doesn't fast talk him. Right? I don't get the benefit of the fast talk, which is to leave him flailing and flapping while we do whatever we want. That doesn't happen. So.
And also then rolls into numbers and multiplies by minute. You didn't get any minutes out of this one. So.
Right.
But what it does mean, because I'm mean and horrible, is that while you're trying to do this, he locks eyes with you, and I would like you to make a sanity roll.
Wow. Oh, that's no good at all. Well. That, however, is a completely different outcome, as I get an awesome sanity roll.
Oh, okay.
And I needed much less sanity to do that than I actually have. In other words, I have an excellent sanity, and I rolled even excellenter than I needed. And so the dice handed me a nice check, and I, of course, respond with a steely-eyed, prison, sullen, rude glare. It's like, what, Cthulhu? Yeah. I beat him to death with a broom handle a year ago. So?
So, yes, he tries to lock eyes with you, and you're into his and wiles and...
What is the sensation of a threat to my sanity under these circumstances?
Well, it's not been... I suppose it is really a sanity.
Is something mystical happening?
There's a moment when you almost lose yourself in his eyes.
Ooh, okay.
You're almost losing yourself in the limpid pools of his eyes.
Limpid pools of his eyes, huh? Well, I don't like this guy any itsy-bitsy tiny bit.